ready to start the party? Yeah. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. I'm Brandy Vega. Thrilled to have each and every one of you here today. We're doing great work. Really, really good work, and we couldn't do it without you guys. And I want to, today we have a really, really great lineup. Before we get going, I want to thank the people who helped make this possible. Our partners at Silicon Slopes, Clint Betts, his entire team here, Dave Meekum, Sarah Herbertson, and all of them. Thank you guys for doing that. We also want to shout out to Healthy Mind Map, Mike Batt. They've been a consistent partner of ours, and we appreciate that. Today's official partner and sponsor is Bridge Investment Group. Do we have anyone from Bridge here? There you are. Hi, thank you. Did you want to take just a minute? Do you want to take a minute? Oh, she's good. Well, thank you to Bridge Investment Groups and to Taylor, who helped make this possible. We really appreciate it. How was your lunch? Very good. Come on up, Mimi. We want to welcome Mimi to the stage, Mimi Royal, and let her share who she is. She's our Southern girl. She's on the Promise2Live team. She's from Missouri, not Missouri. I learned that one the hard way. Mimi, thank you for lunch, and share just a little bit so they know where they can get food and why you did it.
So the reason I've done it is I've rang the cancer bell twice, beat cancer 5 different times in 2 years, and
that's worth an applause. We're glad you're here, sister.
So I eat a lot of food. I'm a foodie, and we've decided to just, instead of feeding the neighborhood and the church and the schools, people will call up and say, hey, what's for lunch? Well, we're going to make it a business. So it will hopefully grow and be huge, and we've got chicks and cheese and then sugar lips and lace for the cupcakes, and we'll do anything you want.
Okay, those cupcakes, guys. Have you had your cupcake? Yeah. Hello. Thank you. It was delicious. The name of the company is on your box. You guys, please support those who support us and help make it possible. We really appreciate it. What's that?
We've got Chef Dylan Lucy.
Come on up. Come on up.
Full-time at White Horse down in Salt Lake, and then Dr. Jeanette is my business consultant.
Perfect. Give them a round of applause, that is. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Lunch was great.
Call us back, have us again, and we'll make whatever you want. We've got a spicy ranch, we have an original, a barbecue, and this was bourbon.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We'll do ribs.
Love and appreciate you. Ribs. Yes. So when I was in Missouri a couple of weeks ago, little did I know there's famous barbecue sauce, and I went to about 5 places trying to find it for her, unsuccessfully. But we did try, Mimi. We did try on our road trip. So there's a lot of things going on, and can I share a little story from this weekend? Yeah. We did an event with MTV. We partnered up, and here's what's funny. I'm not trying to judge you, but I guess everybody in this room knows MTV. Because at the high school, they didn't. I was like, oh yeah, we're teaming up with MTV. They're like, who? TikTok? No. No, but all of those of us who are mature know MTV. And we teamed up with them on May 15th for a day of action. We went to schools, we went to some businesses. We reached over 1,000 people that day, getting them to make the promise to live. And I think that's pretty awesome. But it was very busy. You may applaud. Have you guys heard that song, Give Me Compliments? It's hilarious. It's one of my favorite. Okay, the live stream, if you want to watch the live stream, you go to the Silicon Slopes app, and it's under their live events. Yep, and it will be on the website tomorrow on Silicon Slopes on YouTube, but if they want to watch today, the app. So we did MTV, and it was a big success. It was awesome. We did some cool things. And then we did the Republican convention on Saturday. How many of you in this room have pocket hugs? Have you guys got your pocket hugs? Okay, if you haven't, you need to see somebody here. But these are our coins, our tokens of love and hope, and we've given out 75,000 in about the last year. Well, I had this lady, because people say, who are you doing Promise2Live for? You, your mother, your grandson, your son, your daughter, everyone. We had a lady come up. She was a little bit older, and she came up to us. Melissa was there, and she said, I have to share a story with you. I was at an event last year, and I got one of your pocket hugs. My husband's a Vietnam veteran, and he struggles with his mental health, and it's been a hard fight. And many of us know veterans that we love and appreciate who gave us our freedom, and it takes a toll. And so when she got the coin, she gave it to her husband, and she said, I need you to make me a promise that you'll reach out for help and that you'll stay. And he took the coin and he put it in his pocket. And she said he's carried it in his pocket every day since then. It's made it through the wash a few times. I'm happy to report they hold up well. But then she said this. She said, and a few weeks ago, it got too heavy for him. And he decided that he couldn't quite possibly make it through another day. And he stood up and declared that he was done with this life. And he stormed out the door because the weight was just too much. And she worried all night, and she prayed all night. And in the morning, he walked through the door. And he said, I'm still here because I made you a promise. And he held up that coin, and he said, and if it wasn't for this damn coin, and you know what, I'm okay if it's a damn coin sometimes. It's really a promise to live pocket hug. But that story meant everything to me. Because yesterday was hard. And I don't know how many of you are having a hard day today. And I don't know what it is you're going through, or what it is you've been through, or what battles you're silently fighting that we can't see. But you need to know here and now, even if you look like you're living your best life, which I just did on my YOLO 1-month road trip, sometimes things are really hard. And sometimes we're fighting, or the ones we love are fighting. I'm going to share one more story with you before we get going. How many, is this your first time to our town hall? Great. Thank you for being here. Last month, we host these every single month, and you're always invited, and we want people to come, and we always have different training and education because we want to teach you to bring it back to your workplaces, to bring it back to your families, and back to your community, and back to yourself. A gentleman showed up. Privacy, I'm not going to share names, but I'm just going to tell you, many of you might know this man. He spoke on very big stages. He's helped people through their mental health crisis. He has a doctor in front of his name. He's a good friend to me, and when he showed up here last month, 3 times on the way here, he thought about driving his car off the bridge or into the embankment. And he walked in this room like many of you walked in the room today, and he put on a brave face, and he sat down, and he listened to our speakers, and he ate the lunch, and a few of you spoke to him, but nobody made him feel seen. And he left early, and he called me and said, hey, I have some feedback. I hope you know I see every one of you sitting here today. I don't know your pain, and I don't know your struggles, but I love you, and I'm glad you're here, and you made it through today, and you can make it through tomorrow. And can I ask you guys, this is our mission. I'm going to share this for the new people. Some of you guys know this. But when I go get in my car, the guy who drove here, he got in his car. What did he do? He buckled up. Why do we buckle up? In case we crash. Our odds of surviving it go way up. How many of you planned a crisis tomorrow? Tonight? Next week? I mean, nobody knows when you're going to hit that depth of despair. You don't know if your spouse is going to leave you, your job is going to collapse, the cancer diagnosis. Somebody shared a story today. We lost a doctor a few months ago who took his life after a diagnosis. So I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but what I do want to be is a bearer of hope, the bearer of resources, the bearer of tools. So we buckle up in case we crash. I need each of you, if you've made it before, let's make it again, because darn it, it's tough. So will you guys do me a favor and say, and make a promise to live with me? If you feel comfortable doing this, promise to live is a promise to reach out. Will you say, I promise that if I find myself struggling, I will reach out. Say, I do? I promise. Thank you, guys, because we do need you. And let me just tell you what that just did. Do you know that for everyone who just made a promise and a commitment, because sometimes we don't love ourselves enough, but we love our word, we honor our word, we love the people we have, your odds of surviving a crisis just went up a lot. When we make a promise and keep a promise, studies show that you're up to 60% more likely to keep it. So the fact that you guys just made a promise to reach out means you're up to 60% more likely to keep it. And that means a lot. So we commit, we connect you to resources. And some of you guys have the resources, and God bless you, because you're working so hard to find the tools and the help. And so thank you. We're putting that online. And that's what we're talking about today, too. Today's town hall is about resources and tools for mental health. Where do you find the hope? It's Mental Health Month. So we connect you to resources, and then we build a community. How many of you made a friend here today? Yeah? And if you didn't, you're wrong. If you didn't, there's still time. So please make friends with somebody. Know that you're here, and I want to make friends with you. Make sure you have a coin. But that's what we do. We get you to commit. We connect you to resources, because I couldn't find those when I was in the hospital wondering if my kid was going to live and what I did next. This is personal to me, and I'm thankful you're here. And I'm going to invite you guys to thank you for participating in Giveo. Rick, thank you for doing that. We have a gala coming up, and I'm going to do this now because I know some of you might have to leave. We want you there. May 31st, we need you there. You guys have a thing in front of you. Would you like me to pause for 2 minutes while you get your ticket or your table? I can. I'll sing. Please purchase your ticket and or your table. Please come and support us. We have One Voice Children's Choir, we have the Free Radicals, we have James Dixon, we have Kevin Guest, and we've got a wall of remembrance. And I would invite you guys for this too, because this is where I think the rubber meets the road. This is where the heart is. I have somebody here who's sharing a picture with us to add on to this in memory of her friend, Dr. Monson, my son's namesake, Monson. We want to honor those we've lost. And so we're launching our campaign while you're getting your ticket at Promise2Live. We're launching our campaign called Names Behind the Numbers. 726,000 people died by suicide last year. Behind every number is a name. Behind every face is a family. Behind every statistic is a story that ended too soon. So we're launching that, and we're sharing your faces of your friends and your family and your loved ones to honor them, because their life mattered. And so when we launch our Names Behind the Numbers, we're sharing some of these. But let me tell you where we turn the page. This is a two-part series. The second part is who's struggled, who's come out on the other side, who found hope. We have a gal who tried to end her life multiple times. She got married last year. She's expecting her first baby next month. I love you, bro. Our friend Joe Tuiana, he talked the guy off the bridge. That was 3 years ago. And he stood there, and what did he say? He's not a trained clinician. He said, I love you, 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 bro. Stay, I love you. And this guy stayed. And guess what? He's getting married this summer. We know by buckling your seatbelt for your soul and making a promise to live ahead of time and getting the people you love to make a promise to you that they will reach out, we improve their odds of survival. We know by connecting them to resources and tools ahead of time in one place where there's no concern of ego or funding, but all we care about is impact, that they will find help, that you will find help, that you will find resources ahead of time, because when you're in crisis, it's too late. We know by building this community of outreach, Promise2Live, a coin to keep, a coin to give. Why do we do it? Because everybody needs to know that somebody sees them. Our community is incredible. Online, globally, we reached over 3 million people last year. 3 million from little to less, with a very minimal budget, but because we have people like you who care and support us. Commit, connect, community. That's what we're doing here today. This is our 20th month of doing these month after month after month. So please join us at the gala. And if your company wants to join us, please talk to me. If you're doing incredible things, let me know. Volunteers, we had Adam Perry here, who I met at an event. All of a sudden, we're at his wife's school. We're talking to all the kids. Was it incredible? It was awesome. And he just became a volunteer without volunteering. We put him to work, and it was fantastic. And we're happy to put all of you guys to work. I love you. Thank you for being here. Our program is amazing. We're first going to hear from Dr. David Morgan, who is the Director of Mental Health for Silicon Slopes. He's got a fantastic message. And did you notice what we have up here? I'm so excited. The beautiful Pamela, she's in high demand. I've been trying to get her here for a year. We're going to get a sound bath. Have you guys ever had that? We're going to talk about tips and tricks and tools and modalities that maybe you haven't heard of that help us all. Not everything resonates with everyone. We all have different things. It blows my mind. Some of you guys don't like chocolate. You know, different things work for different people. And so what we want to talk about today is what works for one another. So Pamela is going to share healing, and we're going to do that in a little bit. And then we have Amy Koford, who does hypnotherapy. Anyone done hypnotherapy? I'm going to try it out. I think it's amazing. And we've got Diantha, who's going to be doing tapping techniques. There's brain mapping. There's a lot of things. So we're going to talk a little bit about traditional, and then we're going to talk about some other options, because we want you guys to have these tools when you go back to your community. So can we get excited for our guests and welcome them?
Thank you, Brandy.
And will you also let them know you're going to be in back if they need?
Yes. I'm Dr. Morgan, like Brandy said. I'm a licensed psychologist and the Director of Mental Health Awareness here at Silicon Slopes. And one of the things I do, and on behalf of Silicon Slopes, welcome, thank you for being here. We're really excited to be an ongoing voice in the mental health conversation, especially as it affects businesses and tech and all the things that Silicon Slopes supports. One of the things that I do when I'm here is I sit in the back, and the reason I do that is that if anyone is, sometimes we talk about things that might be troubling to you or bring up bad memories, and if you need to talk, come find me and we can chat. So that's that's one of the reasons I'm here. I also do the tech too, so.
He's really talented, everybody.
So I've been practicing mental health for 30 years. I've seen more than 15,000 clients during that time. And I'm going to talk a little bit about traditional mental health remedies. We're going to hear a lot of things today about things you may not have heard of. The things I'm going to talk to you about, you've probably heard of them before. When I was in literature in high school, I remember one thing from Hamlet. We had to read Hamlet. And I remember one thing from it, and it's a quote that what Hamlet says to his friend Horatio. And this is what he says. He says, "There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy." And what he was doing is he was confronting his friend Horatio on just kind of his rigid style of thinking. And he was saying, you know, if you kind of expand your mind, Horatio, there's a lot of other things out there that maybe you haven't considered that might be effective, that might help you. And when I saw today's lineup, that's the first thing I thought of, because in my decades of practice, I focused very specifically on traditional mental health techniques. And not on some of the other things that are available that can be very, very helpful. So you could say there are more things in heaven and earth, Dr. Morgan, that are dreamt of in your philosophy as well. And I try to be open-minded about those things. So let's talk a little bit about traditional therapy, which might be familiar to many of you, but here's just some details on that. It's talk therapy, if you've had it before, usually provided in individual, group, couples, or family settings. You'll work together with your therapist to come up with a treatment plan. And also there's ethical and legal guidelines that protect privacy and promote client safety. There's a lot of laws governing the provision of mental health services. And so, and that's one of the things that as mental health providers, we have to make sure that we're adhering to those over time. And we have ethical codes as well. Another thing, benefits of traditional therapy, most of the things that we do have been widely studied and scientifically analyzed. That does not mean that something that hasn't been widely studied and scientifically analyzed is not successful or cannot be helpful. Oftentimes what happens is we don't, certain portions of the science don't have the funding, they don't have the interest, and so no one pays attention to them. And that's why we don't see a lot of research on it. In traditional mental health, there's been a lot of research over a lot of time that has talked about these things. Authorized providers typically have a lot of training, usually a minimum of 6 years of college training. To get a master's degree, you got to do 2 years of graduate school. For my PhD, I had to do 6 years of graduate school plus my undergrad. And then there's state boards as well that provide oversight and ensure qualifications and ongoing training. So I moved from Washington 2 years ago, and I'm still licensed as a psychologist in Washington. To come here to Utah, I couldn't just start practicing. I had to connect with the Utah Board of Psychologist Examiners, pass a test, show them my credentials so that I could practice psychology here. And I'd have to do the same in whatever state I went to if I wanted to do that. Question about when to seek traditional therapy. And this is something that I was discussing with a friend of mine, a clinical advisory board I'm on for an AI project that it looks promising. But he talked about primary, secondary, and tertiary problems. So I'll just review those real quick. So primary intervention is skill building before a problem starts. So many of you might find yourself in that situation. You might say, you know what, I'm doing fine, generally speaking. Maybe a problem might come up. I don't think that most people go to traditional counseling to talk about problems that might happen later, but I think it's perfectly valuable for that. And your counselor would probably be thrilled. She'd say, are you kidding? You don't have, like, you're not, you know, you're not getting ready to do something desperate? Great, I'd love to talk to you about how you can build resilience to improve your life from here on. And you can get those in all different other sorts of settings as well. Secondary intervention is early treatment before problems become serious. And so these are situations where they do feel like they're struggling. It's not critical, but they say, you know, I could use a little more help in this situation. And that's usually where counselors and psychologists will intervene. Then you have tertiary intervention where it's like, we have a serious problem here and we're just trying to prevent it from really, really going off the rails. And that's when you might be looking at inpatient settings or other more structured forms of treatment. Now, having said all that, I'm eager for you to hear about other forms of healing that people have discovered and practiced over the years. Really, the best form of healing, it's like my wife tells me, the best form of exercise is the one that you'll do regularly, right? And I would say the best form of healing is the one that you'll commit to and that you'll do on a regular basis. And so if mental health counseling is your thing, fantastic. If it's not and there's something else that you say, you know what, I love doing this, it makes me feel better, it makes me feel healthier, then do that and do it regularly. I don't care how you get better, just get better. Just get healthier, get stronger. And here at Silicon Slopes, we have a podcast, our Mental Health Momentum podcast, that I host where we talk about mental health issues with business leaders and mental health advocates and mental health professionals. We'd love for you to tune into that. With that, I will pass it to Pamela, yes? Or back to Brandy, actually.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to address one thing. Joe Marvolo extends his apologies. He was not feeling well today, so if you came to see him, just know we love him and we will get him rescheduled. I also wanted to thank our beautiful models here. I don't know if you saw the gal in the sash. Would you stand up and wave? She's Miss, I'm sorry, I forgot the title, Miss America, and this is, yes, my eyes are not that good. But please get to know her, and she's here. She's a big fan and supporter of mental health and Promise2Live. And then we have our gals in the back, if you saw how cute they are, our Rosie girls, and they do a lot of charity appearances, and we're so thankful to have them here too. Barb, did I miss anyone else? Did we get everybody? If you're here visiting, just thank you for visiting, and please reach out to one of us. I'm so excited to have Pamela speak next and perform, so I'm gonna let her take it. And then when we're done, we'll just go ahead and pass it along.
Okay. Is this
Thank you.
on?
It is on.
All right. I'm so grateful that Brandy and I were finally able to align to do this. In fact, I was supposed to be out of the country for a 2-week event, but this 10 minutes to me is more important than that event. And I didn't want to, we have been trying to get together for quite a while. And the reason being, I am so grateful, thank you, Brandy. We don't really understand what we've signed up for sometimes in this life, but I believe that everything is a blessing or a blessing in disguise. And early on, this whole topic is very close to my heart because I've had to deal with it. From the time I first felt that black hole feeling after I had my first baby. And I was thrilled to be a mom, so it did not make any sense that all of a sudden I was closing the windows and I felt this dark feeling and this loss of the ability to, be vibrant and have healthy energy. And I lost my self-confidence, what was so weird. And everything seemed to faded to more of a black and white. what happened later is I ended up, I kind of came out of that, but I ended up in a locked ward for 2 months before they could regulate that, away from my family and scared. And it was way back, I'm old now, and it was way back before even Prozac was out. But I'm grateful for the medication, and it's also been because I'm still here. But I also, I also know that part of the issues over the years had to do with the medication and the different side effects that you get. So I have been on a lookout for something different for years. And it was one thing for me to have serious depression, but it was another thing, whether it's genetic or whatever. My precious granddaughters started having issues with depression. And one of them did have a serious hospitalization. And unfortunately, she's had 5 suicide attempts since then. And only about 3 weeks ago, she ended up back in one of the mental hospitals. And my other talented, gifted granddaughter, too, in the hospital. She didn't tell anybody, but she was in the same hospital, and they had them separated. And if we hadn't done everything we could possibly think of, that's the scary part. And what's really ironic is that I work at one of the most amazing clinics in Utah. It's called Energy for Life Centers, and God bless this place because guess what they work on? The brain. Now, we see all kinds of people with Parkinson's, MS, neurodegenerative diseases. They also specialize with depression, too. We have all kinds of type light therapy. And you guys, this is what's so exciting. I think we're finally on the edge of where medicine is moving into a way where we're starting to regenerate ourselves with the power of light. And you know why that means a lot to me? Is that light, and crystal is like frozen water and light. Reflecting our divine light back to us helps us remember who we really are. And we have found some incredible, incredible ways to actually do that now. And each day, every morning, I work with our patients with the power of crystalline sound. And over the years, I'm not on any kind of medicine anymore. I do wear these stem cell activation patches because they're a very simple thing that you can do. All of our patients wear them at our clinic when they come in. You just patch and go. In about 6 weeks, it starts balancing the brain. And it does all kinds of other things for chronic pain. Our patients go running to the front to try to find more of these patches. They also have one that helps you get off the inflammation response. And it also helps you with cortisol and balancing the nervous system. Did you know that when the nervous system and you're in high anxiety, you cannot access your creativity? How many of you knew that? You know, it's so interesting. So one of the things and the tips I'm going to give you that's really simple and that maybe you can share with people is to have them go ahead and start doing something that will be creative. Maybe that's why they have you color in a mental hospital. We had a lot of art projects, but it actually helps you move off. And do you know you'll move more off the nervous system response? But people's nervous systems are fried more than ever. And so one of the things that we do is that we use the power of sound. You'll notice when you hear the power of sound, it actually helps you move off those. And music is so delightful to start helping your nervous system relax. We did this for our patients, and one of the things that we do that I'd like to share with you too is that we help them move from breathing all the way from above their head. There's like a toroidal field in your body. And if you breathe above your head and then breathe it down through the center of your brain, opening up the throat, there's usually a trap door there that the energy of the heart can't move up into these higher brain centers. But if we do something different, even you would think breathing down to your heart is the place to go. It is, and I'm going to do that with you in a minute. But breathing down to your belly. If you breathe down to your belly and let your belly expand like a child does, your baby, that belly breath instantly lets your nervous system know that the bear is gone and there's no one chasing you. And then you breathe the energy down through both of your feet into the earth. And feeling very supported by the love and the power of the earth. Everything in this room, everything we have is given by the earth. So when we can connect, whether we go outside and connect with a tree or sound or something that is just beautiful, that feeling of gratitude will also help you move and regulate the nervous system. So with that, we only have a few minutes left. I just want you to go ahead and breathe down to your belly. We're going to breathe down to your feet. Breathe that energy back up. And I just want you to feel the deep relaxation and know that there are some solutions that we're having. They have to do with light, and you're welcome to get in touch with me. I'll give you my phone number afterwards. Thank you. If you want any more information, I can share with you about what we do at Energy. 801-809-2060 is my number if you need any more information about some of these techniques that we have at Energy for Life Centers.
Wasn't that beautiful? Do you feel good? Give her a round. Thank you. I just kind of want to talk to like her now. Let me see if I can be really soothing. Our next guest is Amy, and she's a hypnotherapist. So we're excited to have her. She's been to many of these town halls. She's been a really great partner and advocate. So we're going to turn the time over to her and learn about hypnotherapy.
Thank you. All you amazing, beautiful people. I'm so happy to be amongst you. Every one of you is amazing and phenomenal. I am Amy the Happy Hypnotist. That's my stage name. My real name is Amy Koford. The reason I go by Amy the Happy Hypnotist is because my area of expertise is depression and anxiety. I've helped many people who were suicidal in the lowest of places. Now, why am I so good at this? Well, because I've been through it myself. Have any of you been through experiences where at the time it was so difficult you couldn't possibly understand how any good could come out of that? That was me, right? When I was going through those extremely severe depressions, those bouts of depression, postpartum too, been there, I couldn't possibly understand how this could ever work to my good, but it does, because now when people come in for depression and anxiety, I can help them. I've come out of those extremely severe depression bouts. So the other reason that I go by Amy the Happy Hypnotist is because I love to be happy and I love to help other people be happy. I do hypnosis shows, motivational speaking, and my book is about to come out. It's all about fear and how to conquer fear, and it covers all the aspects, including the nervous system, the subconscious, all the different aspects that affect how fear holds us back and how fear causes us suffering. So a couple of things about hypnosis. This is kind of fun. When I meet people and they learn that I'm a hypnotist, I get a couple of various responses. Sometimes they're fascinated. Wow, that's so cool. And they want to know more about it. People are fascinated with hypnotism. And then there's others that are terrified when they find out I'm a hypnotist. They'll say, I don't want to look into your eyes. So there's a lot of misunderstandings about hypnosis. And sometimes when people come in for their first session, they're a little bit nervous because they've seen movies, right? They don't know what to expect. So I'm just going to briefly go over this. It is a very natural state. Whenever you've daydreamed or gone in and out of road hypnosis, you get to your destination. There's a lot of times that we're going in and out of hypnosis. It's a very natural state. The difference is that when I hypnotize people, it's much deeper and it has a purpose, right? It's not just daydreaming. We're getting things done in the subconscious. So let's talk about the different minds. You have two different minds, conscious and unconscious. These are some of the factors, the different elements of the conscious mind. That's what you're using right now, but the subconscious is always there behind the curtains, running the show. The subconscious has a job, and that is to keep you alive and safe. Now, that can be both good and bad, and the reason is because when it's trying to keep you safe, guess what that's doing to you? Sometimes that's holding you back. It's your subconscious saying, oh, don't do that. This might be something that, you got to use that fear to hold you back. But then we realize that, but sometimes I want to do things. I don't want fear to hold me back. Any of you had that experience where you think, man, if I didn't have any fear? So one of the first questions in my book, and I'll ask you guys, what would your life be like without fear? It's great. Right? And there's two types of fear. There's necessary fear and unnecessary fear. But anyway, going back to these parts of our mind. So hypnosis works with the subconscious. Now, your brain also has different waves, beta, alpha, theta, delta. There's also gamma when you're in a high alert state. But beta is when you're awake. Alpha is when you're awake but you're relaxed. Theta waves is the state of hypnosis, and it's when you're very relaxed, almost asleep, not quite. These waves are far bigger, okay? When you're in that theta wave state, your mind goes, You're unconscious. So when I get clients into that state, or have anyone seen hypnosis shows? Yeah, so I do hypnosis shows too, and they are a blast. But yeah, so you get into this state where your subconscious opens up and it's ready. It's moldable, right? I can let emotions out. I can help that unconscious understand that we're doing things differently now. I can get people to stop smoking in one session with a lifetime guarantee, even if they've smoked for 40 years. And the reason is because I'm getting the unconscious to switch around and think differently. And it works really well, over 94% success with that one session. And typically gums, willpower, patches, they have about a 30% success rate. But it's because when you're in this theta wave state, your unconscious is so much more able. And that's where, as we saw in the previous slide, your emotions and your memories are in the subconscious. So I have been able to get a lot of people to reprogram those past traumas by just simply changing it in the mind. I disconnect it, I dissociate it. So why does it work so well? Because we're using the theta waves, state of the mind. We're getting into the subconscious. Memories can be dissociated and neutralized. I can actually get those memories, those emotions connected to the memories to dissipate. And that is so helpful. I've had people with severe traumas, and we get it to dissociate, disconnect from the mind, so that they're okay with it. They'll come back the next week and say, you know what, I remember it. It doesn't bother me anymore, because it's far away in my mind, and because we let go of the emotions with that. Okay, so I want to have some fun. Who likes to have fun? All right, how many of you would agree that laughter helps reduce stress? Okay, how many of you love to laugh? I love to laugh. It's one of my favorite things. All right, so what I'm going to have you do, and please understand that I'm not here to control your mind. We're going to just have some fun now. And so please participate. I'm not going to do anything, that's sketchy. Okay, so everyone get comfortable. Put your feet flat on the floor. All right, take a deep breath in. And release. 3, 2, 1, close your eyelids down and relax. Focus on the sound of my voice. As you do, clear your mind. Let go of all worries, all cares, let go of all concerns, and relax even deeper. Relax all the muscles in your entire body from the top of your head all the way to the ends of your toes. Going deeply relaxed, focus on your breathing. Notice that gentle rise and fall of your chest as your breathing happens slowly and all by itself. And you sleep now, way down, letting go. As you relax more and more, I'm going to have you think of something funny. A funny time in your life when you laughed really hard. You laughed your head off. Think of who you were with, where you were, what was so funny. Or just think of something funny from recently, a movie or a meme or a video that you saw. You start to get the giggles. Things start to get funny, and you relax even deeper as you do. Now, I'm going to have you think about the people and the animals that you love the absolute most on this planet. Living on this planet, the people and the animals that you love the very most. And you feel this force of love begin to fill you up. Happiness, love, the force, the power of love filling you more and more. Let it fill you. And as that force of love fills you up, you notice that you become stuck in the chair. You try to stand up and you cannot. That force of love is going to stick you to the chair, keeping you stuck to the chair. Try to stand up, don't pretend. Try to stand up. And you start to get happy, laugh, smile. As you think about the people that you love the most, laugh. It's healthy. Laugh harder. Think of something funny. It becomes funny for no reason, like when you're laughing in an inappropriate setting like school or church. Things get a lot more funny. Let yourself laugh, let yourself smile, and try to stand up. Notice that you've become stuck to that chair. That force of love pulling you into the chair more and more. Try to stand up, don't pretend. Come on, try to stand up. And you notice that that force of love is pulling you into the chair, forcing you back into the chair, stuck to the chair. And it's fun. Smile. Laugh. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and on the number 3, you will open your eyes, and you will know with certainty that you are loved. You know certainty, the power of love, and you also know that happiness is just right there in your subconscious. It's super easy to access happiness. When you open your eyes, you will move forward in your life in the most happy and positive way for you. You smile a lot more, you laugh a lot more in your life. 1, 2, and 3. Eyes open, fully alert and feeling fantastic in every way. Okay, was that fun? I wish you would have laughed more, but you now laugh harder all the time. I'm Amy the Happy Hypnotist. Let me just give you my number. Oh, there's the cover for my book that comes out in a month. It's at the publisher right now. We're in the final stages of designing it and getting it out. So there's my phone number, and I love you all. You're all amazing, and I have enjoyed this so much. Smile, laugh. Thank you so much.
Well, that was fun. I'm glad I could get up. It made me think of a quick moment. Today's my 5-year anniversary with my lovely husband here. I'm celebrating with you. 5 years. He got me a card this morning, and I was reading it, and it says, "Happy anniversary. The past 5 years has been the 5 years." And I said, "Is this a joke, or did you forget a word?" He left out best, but it's okay. And that's what made me laugh today, so thank you for that. And then we also have a running joke, and I almost did it. I was waiting for him to do it. We just start, it's not funny when I do it. But so we go in public places, and he does this. And so we're walking in the parking lot, and he starts with a joke laugh, and he's like, and then I start, and then it's real, and it's really funny. And meanwhile, our 8-year-old son's looking at everybody going, he tries to get everybody to yawn everywhere he goes. So he looks him in the eye and goes, and it's a game to see how many people he can do that with. So thank you for that, Amy. That was fun. I hope you guys thought of something fun. And now I'm really excited to get Diantha Levitt, who has come all the way from Idaho. She's helping with Promise2Live. She's here to share her techniques with tapping and her tools. So I'm excited. Let's welcome her.
Thank you, Brandy. So excited to be here. So have any of you ever scrolled through social media for a quick break, and you come out on the other side convinced that you're failing in life? One person is just meal prepped for an entire month. Another person ran a marathon before sunrise. And the third person has just casually started a 6-figure business while holding a baby and drinking a green smoothie. Right? And you're lying in bed, eating the chips from your hoodie, wondering if brushing your teeth sounds as productivity.
Okay, keep it right here.
Right here. That's going to be hard because I've got acupressure points on your face. Okay. So when you're in those moments, you feel that gut punch. That's your body telling you, I don't feel like I'm enough. That's your belief system. And tapping helps you to reset that through your body, through acupressure points. So I'm Diantha Levitt. I'm an EFT practitioner or emotional freedom technique practitioner, and I am really interested in emotional freedom because ever since I was a little girl, I felt things 10 times more than other people did. And it was really traumatic for me to have so much big emotion. And it caused a lot of havoc in my life. And so tapping really has helped me to cope with that. Tapping is as we all know, like energy, emotions, your emotions are energy in motion. And tapping helps us to move that emotion through your body. Let's go ahead, and we're going to have a little experiment. I want you to take a big, deep breath.
Here, I'll do this. I'll hold it for you. Nice and loud. Keep it right here. They want to hear you.
Big, deep breath. Take a big, deep breath. Hold it in, let it out. And we're going to sit here for just a second. Now, what stressor came up for you while we were just sitting here? And while you're thinking about this stressor, I want you to ask yourself, what does this stressor say about me? And kind of think about that stress. And I want you to really pay attention to how this stress is showing up in your body. You got some gut clenching, you got some irritation, whatever's going on in your body. Okay, so we're going to have some fun. I'm going to teach you some acupressure points. There are 9 acupressure points when we tap. And actually, Brandy, it would be nice if you could help me for just a second with this microphone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because your first acupressure point is on your karate chop hand, right here. So just go ahead and think about this stressor. Name it to yourself, this stressor. Okay, and then your next point is at the top of your head, and I like to pat my head because when I pat my head, I make sure that I'm getting it. It's at the very top of your head, this stressor. And then your eyebrow point, so it's at the right where your eyebrows start, right here. This stressor. And then the side of your eye. So you got an eye socket, and right in the corner there's a little divot. So I want you to get your fingers right into that divot. This stressor. And then under your pupils is your stomach meridian. Sometimes emotions can be very difficult to stomach. So I like to use 3 fingers so that I make sure that I'm getting that point, this stressor. And then you have another point right here, right between your nose and your lips, this stressor. And then another one right here, this stressor. And then you have your collarbone point. So this is a very powerful point. It's right in between, so you have your clavicle, and if you go over, you got these 2 little knobs, and you go right underneath those 2 little knobs, this stressor. And then the final one is underneath your arms, kind of on the bra line, fellas.
You don't know where that is.
You don't know where that is.
At least we hope.
They all know where that is. Okay, this stressor, all right? Sometimes if you have shorter arms, it's easier to get it when you're doing this. If you have basketball arms like me, you want to kind of go like this. Whatever is most comfortable for you, okay? So take a deep breath in, kind of think about this stressor again. And I want you to notice what is different in your body. All right, so that was the kiddie pool version of tapping. So buckle up, get ready. You're ready to graduate to go to the full version. No caps and gowns required. Transformation, mental shift, definitely. Okay, think about your stressor. Let's start at the top of the head. I'll be okay this time, I think. We already did the karate chop point. That was the one I was really worried about. Why the heck am I tapping the top of my head? This is so stupid. Side of eye. Why would anybody use tapping to help them with their problems? Okay, under eye point. What is this? Facial feng shui? Nose. How could this possibly work for me and my stressor? Chin. This stressor, this tapping, it looks so dumb. But I'm doing it anyway because this girl is looking at me in the face and I don't want to look stupid. You all look like you're doing great. Collarbone point. I guess I'll try it out with this stressor. I guess I'll try it out with this. Underarm point. But I look like a monkey and I'm really excited for when this girl stops asking me to do this. I have so much stress around this stressor. This stressor makes me feel uncomfortable feelings about myself. Eyebrow point. So that is the eyebrow point is right where your eyebrow starts. Yeah, there you go, eyebrow point. Side of eye. I don't like feeling these uncomfortable feelings about myself. Under eyes, it makes me feel like I might not be good enough. Under nose, and that is really uncomfortable. Under mouth, I try never to feel that way. Collarbone point, this stressor. Underarm point, this stressor. Okay. Deep breath in. So that was a full round of tapping. Now, tapping can get a lot more complicated than that. We like to use it with trauma for the big T's and the little T's. Some of my clients, we work with sexual abuse. Sometimes we work with just problems with childhood trauma on the playground. But it so happens that all of our beliefs come from somewhere. And when we're feeling these uncomfortable things, when we're feeling these lies about ourselves, it's very hard to move forward with our life. It's very hard to transform. And so what tapping does is it allows us to use the energetic pathways in our body to transform that and to be brought into our truth so that we can stand and change our lives. I have a newsletter where I get to write about tapping all the time, and so if you are interested, please go ahead and scan that QR code. I'll pause because I'm uncomfortable like that. Thank you. But if also you can get a hold of me at any time. I do live in Idaho. I come to Utah very frequently and am looking to move down here. But I do most of my things on video conferencing. So anyway, I hope that helps.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Was that interesting? Did you guys learn some new stuff? Yes. That's what we want to do. We want to learn new things. Hey, Cos Green, will you please come up here for just a moment? Just one sec. I want him to just take one final minute and invite you guys to our gala. He's going to be our MC, and I want you, welcome Cos. He's a fantastic human, one of my best friends.
I am so thrilled to be emceeing the gala at Thanksgiving Point on Saturday the 31st. We are going to have so much fun. I just got it cleared from the Lehigh City Council, because when they saw the lineup, they said, that's way too much more fun. That's not going to be legally allowed in Lehigh. So we got approval to have that much fun in Lehigh. Thank you, Adam, for that that fake laughter. Hey, I want to just say one thing. I believe in what we're doing at Promise2Live. And it's a subject near and dear to my heart for many reasons. And I just want to give a shout out to Brandy and Adam, because they practice what they preach. It's not just a cute little token. It's being there when people need help. It's being there at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's being there on a Friday night. It's not glamorous to be advocates for what we're doing. But they don't talk about it, they do it. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of it. So if you don't already have tickets for Saturday, May 31st, for the gala at the barn at Thanksgiving Point, we have got an amazing lineup for you, and it's going to be amazing. So please, get your tickets. Better yet, get a whole table, and we are going to have an amazing night as we spread the Promise2Live mission even further across the world. And if you have any corporate sponsorships or things that you want to donate to the live or silent auction, please get them in Brandy's hands. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you guys so much for coming today. We're going to snap a quick photo for Silicon Slopes up here. After that, we're all available and willing to take questions if you have any or answer anything. Can I get the Promise2Live team to just raise your hands? Okay, so look around. You see these folks? If you have any questions, please talk to them. If you're interested in sponsoring, Barb is amazing. She's doing all of our events and stuff if you need ticket help. But all of these people on our team, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, I have a, sorry, thank you. They keep me in line. You guys are all here. You're supporting me. Thank you so much. Well, actually, you're not supporting me. You're supporting mental health. And that's what I'm asking for. Your donations are for mental health. So what we want to offer is a code just for you guys for 20% off at our gala. So if you're planning to go and if things are a little bit tight, write down the code P2L20. That is for you. That's because you're here. That's because you care. This is because we need you, and we're asking for your support so that we can support others who need us right now, and I know that there's plenty who do. So P2L20, please. And I'm also going to do a quick shout out for myself. I own Vega Media Studios. I'm so busy promoting this 24/7 that my company needs to still exist. So if you guys need any video production, media marketing podcasts, please see me about that or Adam about that, because a lot of that funding supports this mission currently. So again, thank you. Stick around. If you have questions, come see us. We'll do a quick photo, and I appreciate you.